Alright, welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review, episode number 288. We are here reviewing episode number 1172, The Reason Became Butler, Part 2. This adapts from the rest of chapter 1114 and the entirety of 115. So for the recap, Inori proceeds, it was mentioned by Momoji that there are three people up there. So, yeah, two are talking, one is silent, so he proceeds to take out two of them really easily. Like, one, the way it's shown in the anime is that when he just forced open the door of the little mini basement, and he just knocked one guy out, and the other guy basically punched against the freaking refrigerator. And the other one basically was hiding on top of a oven hood that hangs from the ceiling, and knocks him out. The one got up and got away, and then of course the public security officers come by to, probably take all the rest of the dogs in custody. And there was suspicion about the whole thing of this guy. Of course, when he comes back president, he kind of forgets who's calling him. According to him, basically this might be the guy who got away. And the fact there was also suspicion this guy was working for a member of the Japanese Diet. Which of course there was a secretary who took responsibility for bribing. And they used quote unquote suicide. Yeah, and so basically the reason you look for USB drive is not available later. So then he goes back to the corpse that was discovered last episode, and shorthand socks, and he of course did this after he pointed the dead man's pants, look at socks, and then of course basically Hidori comes by and just basically has a cover like, ooh, I want to order some drinks, and he just answers like, ooh, that's a good option. Basically it's like, are you threatened, all this other stuff, and of course Conan figures out like, here's the USB drive, and of course he leaves in the sink. And it goes in next to the corpse. And then, did you note the fact there was this vendor who basically just walked by? Well, this actually has to play later on. So Adori goes take out the guy who's on the phone, takes him out pretty easily with a cane. And as for the guy behind Momoji, well, Katsa proceeds to basically take him out, no problem. And they go get the drive and the USB drive, and it's missing. And wait, there was nobody in the previous car, nobody in the car they were in. The vendor lady, she didn't bow. So, and it turns out he found the real one tied up in the bathroom. And I'm kind of glad they didn't have the one picked in her underwear. It's like she was like this underdress thing that she basically wore. Fine, whatever. And then, of course, Hidori proceeded to bop her in the back of the head when she basically came at, Momoji with a knife. And look up, Hidori basically comes up behind, stabbed him right in the chest. Though she gets bopped in the head really hard by Hidori. And, wait. How did you even survive that stab wound? Simple. The deck of cards. They just happened to put in his breast pocket the previous episode. And then by the way, Conan was there too. And the three are arrested. And what was on this USB drive? So, somebody had recorded what was the suicide, what was actually a murder. And the guy who's part of the diet, he might be arrested in the future. And then we have this really interesting post-credit scene where Conan basically goes off basically about Mori. Then we have Amuro show up here with his partner, and he's like, "This as far as you go." Goes, he has a meeting on this train for some reason. As for why he has a meeting on the train, not sure. And then he hears a phone ring, and he races down. Figure where's his phone, and it's inside the back pocket of the train. Pulls it out, and of course the guy on the phone says, "Look out the window." And it's the man with the bird who appeared in a previous story. And just investigating thoroughly, basically. In the anime, he says down to near a bone. The guy last appeared in the anime. I kid you not. It was actually a while ago. Yeah, he actually last appeared in the anime with episode 1151, which was back in January. Yeah, back in January. And we kind of see what the man looks like. Now, as for why in the world, basically, why he wanted to investigate Conan, I don't know. Who the heck, and of course, investigating thoroughly. In the anime, he says down near a bone. In the manga, it just says investigating thoroughly. And then he gets another phone call on his actual phone. And it's... well... the person who calls him is Corda, the managing supervisor, who is actually his boss. Like, why are you so excited? Anything wrong? No, nothing. And that's the episode in a nutshell. Oh yeah, definitely. Excuse me. Yeah, fairly recent appearance for him. It's just a quick cameo. Basically this appearance. Which, fun fact, in the manga, this was in fact his most recent appearance to date. Yeah, so the anime, as of right now, has adapted all of his appearances. Yeah, and can you believe this guy appeared as far back as 2016? Yeah, that's when he first showed up in the series. That was 9 years ago. And he's appeared mostly in canon cases. You're like, really? Yeah, really. So as of right now, there's no current appearances by him at all. So it is pretty much up to date. Because there is like no appearances for him. I haven't heard anything per se. It would be interesting. Excuse me. Because, well, like I said, now, in the case of Momochi, well, this would not be her most recent appearance to date. Oh no. She will return after this. Oh gosh, yes she does. Like, she does appear a couple more times in the manga. Yeah. I mean, maybe something else here. Huh. Yeah, so she does appear 2 more times. One was a little bit recently. She appears in chapter... actually appears in 3 more chapters. In 1116, 1118, and 1130. She has roughly 3 more appearances left to go for her, and then she's, like, completely caught up. Heiji. So, the obvious question is this his most recent appearance in the series? I don't think so. Excuse me. In terms of the manga, no, he does appear a few more times after this. As a matter of fact, he actually appears in the very next story arc. Oh yeah, definitely. So, we still have a little while for him to, we still have, like, chapter for anime, we have, like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly, like, 9, I'd say, for him. Gotcha. About her, are we expecting more for her? Yeah, she will return. Oh, don't worry about that. She will return. Whenever they adapt the very next case is when she return. And then she returns actually in just 2 cases. Yeah, she has like 2 more cases left. And then she's caught up. What about Amuro? I think Amuro had just appeared in the most recent chapter of the manga, so yeah, he had just appeared, so we are going to see him again, but not for a little while. No, but he does appear in a couple more. He does appear, he has like one more, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has roughly like 8 more chapters to be adapted. So, as of right now, I have all the characters put in this episode, but Will McGuire. He appears in this episode, he doesn't speak per se, but does he have more appearances? Does he like, is the anime caught up with his appearances per se? Well, let's find out. He does have a little more time. He has like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So he appears a couple more times. Yeah. So he has roughly about 2 more arcs he appears in. Ran still currently appears in the manga. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, she's one of the primary characters. It's odd though she was absent for this arc. Yeah, I'm gonna blame that on the manga for that, of why she was absent. And here's the thing, she appears in pretty much all the chapters except for 342. Like, I mean, she's actually was absent for like 2 straight story arcs. She does return for the very next story arc. Oh yes, definitely. I think like the next 2 or 3 she returns for, and then she's absent for quite a while. She's actually absent for this most recent arc of the series, but yeah. So, not much else to say. It's overall a really good episode. As for when in the world they're going to adapt the very next case, I don't know, per se, because next week's episode is an anime original case. Yippee. You're like, really? Oh yeah, really. So those of you curious though, with this arc fully adapted, have they, let's see. That's not the most recent case. Yeah. So for 2023, which this, by the way, this case came out 2 years ago. Yep, 2 years ago. There is still 2 more cases left from that year. One of whom happens to be the Kaido Kid's most recent appearance in the manga. Oh yeah, definitely. Now, do I think before this year is over that we might see an adaptation? Now, today, of course, is the 2-year anniversary of the release of the very next case, because it was released August 23rd, 2023, which, of course, is exactly 2 years later. Do I think that might be the very next arc? I think so. They haven't skipped the arcs in a while, but I'm thinking we're probably going to see the arc adapted next. Yes. And then the Kaido Kid woman. As for when, I don't know. Do I think for this year is out we might see another case be adapted for the anime? I'm not sure. Those of you curious to ask the obvious question, because they adapted to chapter 115 now. And the most recent chapter that came out was 1150. So, how many chapters have to be adapted right now? Excuse me. The current answer is 35. Yep, 35 chapters. So, my guess is they might wait a little bit. They might wait until, I'm guessing at this, probably not until, they're probably not going to release the next canon case until maybe after the current arc is concluded. That is possible, but that depends upon TMS for that one. My guess is for a while we're going to have an original content just to extend the series. Or they might take a week off, or they could basically do remaster, because they've done several remasters so far. Yeah. So, in case you're curious though, the last remaster actually was just early this month. And that was a remaster of an episode that aired back in 2014, 11 years ago. And that episode was a not a canon episode. Oh no, this was a anime original episode. Why in the world they decided to just do a remaster of this one? I don't know. It's weird. They might do more. It depends upon the studio. It depends upon TMS what I do next, but we'll find out and see. Yep. It looks like also next week's episode is Detective Boys episode. Oh yeah, definitely. But the first time the main anime they appeared since episode 1170. I mean, it's only at that point been 3 episodes since the previous appearance, so it doesn't feel like it's been too long per se. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I will see you tomorrow for more Adolescent Bookworm and One Piece and a couple of comic horrors. Okay, next video. Bye.